There we go. All right. Welcome, everybody. This is the Devil's Advocate, and I am Mercolium, the one and only. We're going to be having some fun today. Today, we have got with us Mr. Taps. How are you doing today, Taps?
I am doing quite well. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. And this...
You're over-chatting yourself.
I'm over-chatting myself? Oh, geez. I'm getting echoed in here. Anyway, so Taps, this is going to be probably your last video with us for a little while because you're going off to the wonderful world of college, right?
Yes. In a couple days. It's exciting.
Congratulations, and hope you do well, and I'll keep us up to date on what's going on.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yep. And along with Taps, we have Sir Wolfie. Sir Wolfie, how are you?
Honored as ever, proud to admit.
That's good. See, I'm not the only one with an echo today. And once again, with Sir Wolfie, we've got the infamous, the one, the only, the Red and Only. How are you, Red?
Infamous.
Being infamous. Infamous. I say this because she has she has achieved 11 subscribers and no videos. That is a feat in of itself.
A special.
And for the first time joining us, we have the elusive Pagan Butterfly Kitten. How are you, Pagan?
I'm doing well.
That's good. You excited for today?
Yep. Sure am.
You have a preemptive echo. Wow. What do we got going on here?
That is because Wolfie has his mic on.
Ah. All right. Well, we'll have to deal with it, and it'll just be kind of interesting. We'll go from there. And last but certainly not least, the Mr. Fox Scott. How are you doing, Fox?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am wonderful. I'm excited and slightly tired.
Yeah. I might say I feel with Taps because this may be my last one too if you keep it on Wednesdays. I got to go to college next week.
I think I'm going to be changing this a little bit just so we can get our people in. So we need to create some teams, and we're going to do that here. I've got everybody on the wheel as usual, and the first spin, we're going to have Red and Only. And joining Red and Only is going to be...
Who's the unlucky?
Drum, please.
Mr. Fox Scott.
I'm back again. I have no one.
And joining them, we're going to make this a slightly lopsided team. We'll see. Ooh, it's Taps. All right.
Yeah, I'm back.
So that means... That means, and Phobos is not here, so he's not going to be on the, or he's on the wheel, but he's not here. Anyway, so Pagan Butterfly Kitten and Sir Wolfie are going to have first choice. Would you like to be pro on the for side or the against side?
Let's go con.
I'm going to go con. So let's see. That means that, oh, frog. I'm sitting here trying to do about 5 different things. And so Red and Only is going to be the pro. And our, we can do this. Okay. Our topics for today are going to be religion, labor, foreign policy, school, Planned Parenthood, race wars, the legal age, wages, being official, the good, the bad, the ugly, thinning the herd, and immigration. I know, it's a mouthful right there.
I like how you put thinning the herd and immigration right next to each other.
That was just by random happenstance.
Sounds about right.
And one of these days, maybe, just maybe, we'll get an SJW on here to fight their own side. Or our side for us.
See, that is the ultimate. If you are a natural SJW and you're listening to this, which I don't know why you would be, but you want to join, get a hold of me on Discord. I would love to have somebody who is just on a completely opposite spectrum of anything that most of these guys and ladies are about. because that's what makes this game interesting. So, let's see. So, Sir Wolfie, since you got to choose, you get to go with the first topic.
All right.
And, foreign policy. Give me just 1 second. I got to do a couple of things here. See this? I don't have this set up well enough.
It's because I didn't jump on to start doing this stuff until about 10 minutes before the show.
Where is foreign policy?
It's over there. Anyone knows where it is.
Ah, frog.
Let's ask Trump.
There we go. Let's do that.
Foreign policy. So in your outside of this, what is your standard stance, or what is your typical stance on foreign policy? Just curious.
Depends on the situation.
Depends on the situation. Okay. Well, let's see how this plays out.
If it's anything like North Korea or ISIS, I say just turn them to glass.
And I got called cold-hearted for that.
Well, don't worry, Wolfie's still cold-hearted too, but that's okay.
Some people in here might be old enough to remember the old picture that was this guy with an F-15 coming through the desert chasing this guy on a camel saying, I'd fly 1,000 miles to smoke a camel.
Nice. All right. So the topic is foreign policy. The question is going to go to Sir Wolfie and Kitten Butterfly. Butterfly Kitten. Is she even here? She's not
here.
Her mic's
Okay.
muted.
All right. All right. So hopefully she can hear this. If not, she'll be able to read this.
There we go.
Question is, before any meeting between two or more heads of state, should the leaders smoke a bowl first?
We're supposed to be against that?
You're supposed to be against him getting stoned.
We're supposed to be for him getting stoned. Dang.
You guys are against, we're for.
And
I'll go first on this one, I guess.
No, Sir Wolfie and Pagan Butterfly Kitten, they go first.
Oh, they go first? Okay.
Yep.
Because they're
They
con.
need to tell us how horrible it is.
It is so horrible to not smoke a bowl before the meeting because they have to be clear-headed. Oh, woe is me. If they're not so clear-headed, they're not going to do a good job.
I almost feel convinced.
You don't say.
real quick, I'm gonna hop in here real quick.
How can you do that?
Sir Wolfie and Butterfly, would you like to have a third on your team?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm going to join their team, and I'm going to we're going to send this off to Red, Fox, and Taps to make your argument. So feel free. You've got a minute or so.
Okay. So, weed. It brings people together. People would be more likely to make an agreement on something. Plus, it would make the meeting experience a lot less stressful and a lot more fun. Because think about it. Like, you guys, and then afterwards, you could, like, go with the whole, like, head of the departments of the two countries or whatever and go get a bunch of food. Like,
Well, see, I think, honestly, I think about the last summit conference there was and how stressful of an environment that was. Now, could you imagine all the world leaders getting together and just smoking a bowl and sitting down and talking about their problems? Because you don't see too many people get all hopped up on pot and freak out, spaz out, stab an eyeball out. You sit down, you order some munchies, you have a discussion, and you think deep thoughts. I mean, have you ever sat and listened to a bunch of stoners wax poetically about how to solve the world's problems?
I actually have.
Exactly.
I'm not even kidding with you. I have.
Exactly. So we get our world leaders stoned, and they might understand why we have the answers too, and now they'll have them.
Not only that, if you get them all high and stuff, they may have some more creative ideas and may actually finally just, like, stop playing the peaceful nice card, and they might actually hack it out with each other. It'd be fun to actually get people to actually get at each other to different countries. Because let's face it, some of the countries we just don't get along.
I say that's where your problem is actually going to be when you talk about hack it out. You're going to have some paranoid Iranian dictator who's going to be jerking around all in there, and then he's going to fly off the handle at somebody, and you're going to have a war inside of a room. You cannot get world leaders high, especially if they've got government secrets and everything that's going on. No, you can't get them high because you get somebody talking.
You gotta give him a bowl of grade A Kush, guys.
Yeah, who cares about world secrets if everybody's communicating and if everybody's getting along? And I've yet to see somebody completely spaz out, even if they fall. I've seen people literally look like they're bleeding to death. I'm like, no, it's all right, it's good. It's all right.
How can you guarantee the quality of the weed?
The only problem would be if they knocked the bong over. There might be a problem there.
Well,
hey, you know, good weed here, man.
You know, there's gonna be some Arabs getting up to dance. They're gonna kick that bong over.
No, they know how to dance around that little hashish pipe.
It's called a hookah.
Hookah. There we go.
No, like hookahs with tobacco. You gotta get yourself, you gotta get like a dab pen or something. I don't know.
Okay, I think we're gonna move on from this one just a little bit because I think everybody disagrees with this one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they should not.
I'd actually be impressed if you could find somebody who would legitimately be for that. If you could, I'd be impressed.
Honestly, I would really prefer them just to get high, sit in a fucking room, and talk.
Yeah.
But we just lock them in a closet like we do with our children. You're not coming out until you shake hands.
Just pump the next UN summit full of weed.
Duct tape them together until they work their problems out. Put them in the 2-person, 1 shirt.
All right. All right, moving on. So we're going to go to the next topic is, and it's going to be kind of hard to see because I'm not going to play with it too much. Oh, the good.
Whoa.
Oh, the good.
What is good?
So this one.
Nothing.
Let's see. And so I can do this.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, the good. Before and during World War II, Hitler made many improvements to Germany, i.e. Volkswagen, Autobahn, or job openings. With that in mind, can I really say Hitler is all bad?
No.
Hitler was my daddy.
So the con side would, okay.
So the con side would actually take the Hitler is bad approach on this one.
Yes, I know.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Why do we have to make this argument?
Because
Why
it's
not?
fun.
I argued post-slavery last week.
It's true, we did.
All right. The reason why Hitler's not good is because he committed genocide on hundreds and hundreds of Jews.
Yeah, but the poor man was sick with syphilis. The man was nuts by that point.
But my 6 million.
Still, does that really make it right if you know the difference between right and wrong? He put himself in petrol, covered himself in ditch, put himself on fire, and shot himself in the head.
True.
Does not remove all your sins from all the others.
No, but it's not. Is he, a saint or a demon? But it doesn't make him all bad, I guess, is the question. And I mean, in the beginning. God, chaps, what do you guys do this? I can't do this.
Sure, he tried to ethnically cleanse the entirety of Europe, but look what he did economically with Germany and with all the occupied countries he had. Like he was he was a genius in a way where like he knew how to take control of people, and in that way you could say he's great. I mean,
he was a great motivator.
A great motivator, minus a great manipulator, minus the whole ethnic cleansing thing.
I think he was just a little confused on how he went about doing it. Because, I mean, he saw that there was a group of people in his country that was detrimental, not a good thing for his Germany, the master racist he thought he was. Now, I'm not saying he's correct for thinking they're the master race, but he saw a problem and he wasn't afraid to tackle it and say, no, we're going to fix our country. And right now, that's what a lot of Americans are saying right now is make America great again.
America first.
You know?
Let me guess, you're talking about genocide against Mexico.
It was conform or I'm going to kill you. I mean...
Well, to be fair, even with his faults, he did start Germany, as you mentioned in the question, in terms of industry and technology. A lot of improvements were made through that because of what he started. While he may have been doing some wrong things in getting there, as Taps and Red point out, he's a great motivator. He did start Germany, move them forward quite a bit, and the amount of technology
and then moved them way back, you know, with creating giant ash piles.
Well,
he has created the ultimate gas chamber.
But see, I mean, you also got to think, I mean, he did great things for, like, his country in the beginning. I mean, Coca-Cola, because people were afraid of being considered Nazis or whatever, they created Fanta Orange, you know, a soda that is still popular all over the world today. And had it not been for other outside circumstances, Hitler couldn't have actually come to power. It was the taxes and stuff from the First World War. The pre-war era where they put on all the taxes and levies. The same reason why America only has one size truck, like in Europe, how they have multiple size trucks, they actually put a tax on to where we couldn't have trucks from Europe, Volkswagen, and the like. And so he found ways to get creative, get around that, and stimulate his economy. So he might have had it out for a group or two, but he was looking at the greater good from his point of view.
But at what point do you draw the line for the greater good? I mean, you know, the massacre of millions or, you know, a couple of vehicles, a slightly better economy.
And what about the Germans' lives he improved?
Yeah, he was standing up against the oppression of the League of Nations. The League of Nations were being oppressive. I mean, it's not like he was at all oppressive of anybody else, but, I mean, Russia didn't need their land anyway.
Meanwhile, in the League of Nations,
I heard League of Legends.
League of Nations.
I don't know why. That just came into my head.
It wasn't the UN at that point.
Darn that League of Legends game.
He even helped out. He even helped out Japan with their own little.
Oh yeah, see how well that worked out for them, didn't it?
Kaboom!
They got the nuke.
Well, they learned a lesson too. They learned that they can't push people too far around. Worry more about what's, you know, stimulating the proper way and not just wiping out all your problems.
They learned they can't rape men.
Yes, but they end up going behind their own emperor's back.
True.
I mean, it was a military dictatorship.
Well, I think dick is the primary word in that.
Everybody needs a little dick now and then.
I'm sure he had a little dick. One ball, right? Okay, let's get off this topic now. I'm going to put this to the people who are watching the live chat to vote for.
There are people watching?
There's Godbrother. Yeah, there's one person and two people. Yeah. Vote.
There's three of them.
Vote to you.
Give us a vote.
Yes.
Make
we're going
great again.
All right. Frog.
I can't believe I just said
that.
Dictator Sir Wolfie, vote.
All right. Moving on.
A dictator.
Moving on, and then after this, we're gonna mix it back up. So.
Mixer.
Oh my goodness.
We've got the bad.
Jesus.
The bad.
I did a bad.
What do you know?
What exactly are we arguing here? Are traps gay or something?
No, give it just a second.
We already put that off the list.
I know. I think.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm so bad.
So let's see the bad. And oddly enough, that is the one that's up.
Michael Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jackson.
Jesus, that was a little close.
All right, so
I can sound really gay if I want to.
Now, opposed to talking about Hitler, we're going to do this one. Was Lincoln's proposal and subsequent passing of the 13th Amendment the downfall of the United States?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, what the? Why again? You know what I watch?
Because I'm an evil bastard.
Oh my god!
You are.
I think this game's rigged.
Downfall.
Rigged against red to make you look like a racist.
Oh my god.
I already ended up making one race joke in another stream. Now I'm gonna end up making more.
That's fine. That's what it's
Darn it.
for. It's all funny or it ain't. So let's see who went first on the last round. That was the pros, right? Or is that?
Yep.
Okay. So we're against it being the downfall. Oh, wow, this is an easy argument.
You think?
Yeah, no. The downfall of the United States had nothing to do with the 13th Amendment. The 13th Amendment was actually one of the best things that happened to the United States by allowing the black community, the black people, to go free, no longer being slaves. Not just the blacks, because it wasn't targeted at the blacks; it was targeted at slaves specifically. Not only the blacks, but also the Irish and other white slaves that were around, who were actually a lot cheaper than the black ones. So it was opening up, slavery breaking down slavery. So how could that be a downfall?
I'm gonna let you go.
Mer?
What?
I was making a joke. I said, "All right, Kitten, I'm gonna have to let you go."
Oh.
Yeah.
That's voluntary servitude. That's a little bit different.
We covered that last week.
Yes, we did. It's an internship.
See, and plus with the 13th Amendment, it put a lot more people into the workforce, and it allowed the nation to grow and expand to what it is today.
They weren't in the workforce already?
Not in the same way. They were the workforce. Now they're actually a part of it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Great. So
Let's argue for this. See how fast.
Yeah, no kidding.
you guys aren't gonna white knight over here? What's wrong with you?
I don't think anybody wants to touch this topic.
White Knight.
Jesus Christ.
I'm the Black Knight.
White knights. KKK. Racism.
Batman. I'm a white guy dressed as a black guy.
All right, hold on a second, because everybody thinks the Civil War was fought because of slavery, and then there's a bunch of myths that the first slave was owned by a black man. That is incorrect. He owned an indentured servant, and he refused to let the guy's contract go. So he did not actually own a slave. He just failed on a contractual agreement. There is a big misconception about the amount of white slaves that were around, and that it kills me. The facts get so misconstrued through history. But the 13th Amendment with plop that back up there, please.
Good question.
But
back up there. There we go. All right. So the 13th Amendment was not the complete downfall of the Americas or the colonies, or however you want to look at them at that time. It's the subsequent passing of it actually caused such a big rift and divide in this country that the war was not originally fought about slavery. And Abraham Lincoln even said that if I could save this union without freeing the slaves, I would do it. If I could save this union with freeing all the slaves, I would do it. If I could free this union by saving some, but not all, I would do it. He wanted to save the country no matter what. But by everybody trying to make it all about slavery and everything, it caused a huge, huge divide in this country.
A divide
And the effects of it today.
The South will rise again.
And then so we go about now just like randomly self-destructing parts of our country and our heritage, things we may not be proud of, but they're parts of who we were. And if we don't hold these reminders up, then we will be doomed to repeat ourselves, and then we'll be a divided nation forever. We were never unified after that.
Black Lives Matter.
Dang it.
Sure they do, but so do red lives.
Don't forget yellow lives. Yellow lives matter.
See, your
pro-slavist.
Your argument is invalid because it comes from a point of racism. I don't care what you say about how it helped the economy. It comes from a point of racism.
Is this where I say
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
I'm not racist. I'm speciesist.
Species against your own species.
There is no species but the human species.
White supremacy.
No, that doesn't even make any sense, Merc.
You don't make any sense.
There are plenty of species on this planet. Look at like every freaking animal.
Don't oppress me.
Matter.
Don't oppress me.
Fox lives matter. Butterfly kittens lives matter apparently too. That's a mouthful.
Well, no,
I should try to say that
butterfly
all once,
kittens
but
lives
yes.
matters. That's a bigger mouthful.
That's what I was saying. That's hard to say it. Try say that 3 times fast.
That.
That's not what I meant, and you know.
Okay. I think we're gonna move on. Let's move on to.
Please.
You're welcome.
We were getting nowhere with that one.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Stop.
Ah.
There we go. Okay. I'm gonna put it up here in a second, but we actually need to switch sides.
Dun dun dun.
So Sir Wolf, Butterfly, and I will now be taking the pro side. Fox, Red, and Taps are going to be taking the con side.
Watches, we're going to have to say something about something good.
We're gonna be
in the exact same position
Okay,
before.
those. I will admit those are pretty. Those are some of the harder ones. Some of these get a little bit more fun.
Well, now that we're on con side, most likely it's going to be freedom, the right to vote, stuff like that.
Nope. All right, so we're gonna do
Free
this.
speech.
Yeah, against free speech. No,
Right.
Great.
You can't speak your mind.
Where's my mute button?
Okay, so what we got? We've got Planned Parenthood.
Oh God.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh,
I hope.
And I'm con.
You're against Planned
This is
Parenthood,
against
but
Planned Parenthood that I'm probably going to be okay.
let's see, where did I put it? There it is. All right, and the question is, I can find it on here. With the ever-rising rates of sexually active teens, teen pregnancies, and abortion rates, with their extensive knowledge on the subject matter, should Planned Parenthood be contracted to teach sexual education in schools?
Heck no.
Oh hell no.
hell no.
Not unless they bring their own coat hangers to class, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
But I guess that would be okay because it is a teaching aid.
Ew, holy crap. But no, we do not need to be teaching, having people who will go inside and kill babies who are in the womb, going in and teaching our kids information. How can we trust them with anything they say? They are killing babies.
Yeah,
Not just killing babies, but basically it's a coin farming system for them, you gamers out there. Basically, they're going to teach you, hey, it's okay, let's have sex. Come on, you could do this, come to us if you ever have any problems. Oh,
Don't worry about having
There's an app for that.
Don't worry
There's an
about having
app
a
for that.
stable relationship, getting married, having more than like I don't know, having like maybe 5 different people in the span of a week that you sleep with, and then forget them the next day. Don't worry about any of that. Just go crazy.
Well, the thing is, if Planned Parenthood taught sexual education in schools, it would only be showing one option.
Yep.
There is so many options for when it comes to an unplanned pregnancy. If you're only going to be shown one option, you're only going to think of that one option. And so it would basically be monopolizing this, horrific thing, and it would kill lots of babies.
Well, not just that. They're doing the separation of church and state, right? But they're going to let a secular group come in and say, look, no worries about sex. Yeah, let's keep you disease-free because that's bad for you. But don't worry about these babies because, we're going to reuse the parts, use them for testing and growing things. Don't worry about it. If you believe in using the whole animal, don't worry, we're going to use it. Okay, that'll be allowed. But they can't allow the religious people to come in and say, hey, there's other options. There's adoption. There's this. There's that. And teach about soul searching. Techniques and to find out what to do with the baby. If they're not going to allow one extreme in, they shouldn't allow the other in. Because, if you go to the religious ones, they'll just be like, oh, no, have to have the baby, have to have the baby, have to have the baby. And then you go to Planned Parenthood and they don't even offer, sonar, the little like sonogram testing to see if the baby's even healthy or anything like that. It's all about basically terminating the pregnancy.
Not to mention, depending on what age group these teens are in, you may be pushing kids to say, go have sex when they may not even be of like an appropriate age to consent. Like, isn't it 18 if I remember correctly?
18 for what?
For some states, for consenting to sex.
16 in the state of Kentucky.
12 in Texas, 16 in Washington.
Well, depending on where it is, you may be encouraging underage kids to have sex with each other, and that's a terrible thing in of itself.
Or even worse, adults.
Or adults. Then you're encouraging pedophilia to kids.
Let me ask this real quick. Okay, what age do you guys go through sexual education in your schools? Because in my school, when I went through a sex ed, it was 5th grade.
Yep. 5th grade.
Yep,
Okay.
4th or 5th grade.
Sex.
So now here's the thing. You guys are automatically assuming that.
16.
No, see, you're automatically assuming that Planned Parenthood is going to come in and teach about only abortion. No, because if they're contracting through the state, then the state can dictate, hey, this is what you need to teach. You need to be able to teach, instruct or educate them on abstinence, educate them on STDs, on safe sex, and all the options. Not just, hey, this is what we offer. And not all Planned Parenthoods offer just abortion. They actually are one of the number one suppliers of birth control, not just condoms, but IUDs, the Miranda devices. Circumcisions, they're one of the number one providers of this. So to say that they're just going to teach them about abortion is a falsehood. And wherever you're coming up with your statistics are completely out of the air. Okay?
Not only that, if you do end up being a pregnant teenager, they're there to help you.
By killing the baby.
You're not going to put them on the bus and drive them off a cliff.
No, that's the sex education,
they'll
putting
take
them
a
on that
coat
bus,
hanger.
and the guy or the girl they're with pushing them off the cliff.
See, the sexual education will teach them how to prevent getting pregnant by using, safe sex, and if they choose to have sex. Now, and still, it's not that it's required because, schools or parents have to consent to them going to sex education. So if there's religious conflicts, then they don't have to attend it. It's not a requirement as far as I know in any state.
But why should they allow one and not another? I mean, we're just getting into a big snowball here. If you're going to allow one in, you're going to allow in. So why not allow, Muslim imams to come in and teach the girls? Nope, cover it up, head to toe. That's your sex ed.
Because that's a religion, and Planned Parenthood is business.
No, it's a secular type religion of multiple sex partners as often as you want without consequence. Oops, if you get a consequence, we can help you with that.
So what? Now you're against freedom of choice?
Kill it. You'll kill the consequences.
You're also against polyamory?
I'm not against polyamory. I'm just saying, if one, why not all?
Because one is a business aspect, the other one is a religious aspect. And it's not like you're having the Christian church come in.
Business?
You can have a religious business. You can have, you can sell religious books, but it's either going to be for profit or non-profit.
Now, what if a Catholic doctor agreed to come in with a Catholic nurse and explain sexual education to the children? Would that be different?
See, in my opinion, as long as they went over everything and not just abstinence, if they actually talked about safe sex, the STDs, how to prevent getting pregnant.
See, recently I went in because we have a teenage daughter and she has friends that they can't talk to their parents about sex or anything. And I went in there and I was talking to them about the different options they would offer these 15 to 17-year-olds if they were to come in there and talk to them. And I was mortified at what they would offer these children who can't even vote or drive. They are giving them these powers over life and death and their own little personal bodies when they should be, mentored, not just mentally screwed. And I was like, nope, that's it. From now on, the kids can come to me, but I'm not going to send them to Planned Parenthood.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like I'm going to, take a coat hanger in the back alley and, fuck them up or anything.
Well,
but we can have a talk.
About where all of you all are, but however, a lot of our Planned Parenthoods in our region, they do not advocate the abortion. A lot of them are, yes, you can adopt, yes, you can, protect, prevent, whatever, but a lot of them do not teach the abortion, and I don't think they should, really. I know I'm supposed to be for this whole issue, but really I can't. I mean,
I'm trying my best. I'm reaching deep to go con on this because I can see both sides of this. I mean, honestly, we live in a state that is, we live in Washington, where Evergreen State College is. You know, the capital of retards. So, I mean, it's very, very one-sided up here. They don't do much for the men. They, you know, they might offer them STD screening once in a while, but it's mostly aimed at women and pregnancies and the lack thereof.
Yes, and in most cases, I'm going to go on the other side for a minute.
Go for it.
In most states, fathers don't get a choice.
True.
I mean, because Mark and I have had this discussion about abortion, so I was like, no, wait a
Red,
minute.
your mic's dead.
Yeah, your mic's really quiet.
Rest in peace.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
The scroll is running around. Well, Red is trying to fix her mic. I know she's got more to. Did you get it fixed? And we're gonna move on. Okay, so next up. Oh, I was gonna hear myself and her thing.
Some more lighthearted ones, please.
I'm trying here.
Jeez.
Oh, okay. Here we
Oh,
go.
no.
This is lighthearted.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
And let me pull this up real quick. Where did I put it?
I'm
Religion.
gonna probably hate the wording of this one.
Don't you like how I play with the words?
It's probably gonna make me hang myself or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, actually, this one's actually kind of a fun one. So here we go. Should other religions provide their religious texts to hotels alongside with the Gideon Bible?
Ooh, that's actually a good question.
And I'm con again.
Yes, you're a con.
Why?
Yeah.
Because God,
Yes.
I mean,
The Gideon, the ninja.
It's for a learning tactic. I mean, not knowing about what other religions do, it's harmful.
well, to be fair though, how many people actually read those at hotels?
no, I mean, look at it this way. They make great rolling papers, and one of them you can burn without going to too much of a hell. But if you start bringing in other Bibles, there's some bad voodoo going on with that if you burn one of those.
Rolling paper.
See, I'm all for it. Religious education is a big thing. And, you know, the Gideon Bible, the Gideons, they can't have a corner on the market here. You know, you got to be able to educate people. And actually, the Gideon Bible does get read a lot. And with what they do, they supply all the Bibles for free as a donation. They do a presentation to all the, you know, Fresh hotels. So how come other religions don't do this? If they're really talking about converting people, you know, I mean, Islam, they should be able to present a Bible, or not the Bible, but the Quran. And same thing with, you know, Judaism and Buddhism. They should be able to present their text to these hotels. That way nobody is left out. I mean, could you imagine if, you know, you're an Islamic and you go to a hotel and you see the Bible in there, but your text isn't there other than what you have carrying with you? What if you forgot yours at home? You should be able to have your...
Because the Muslims don't forget.
Well, I'm gonna come at this one with the viewpoint. When you really think about it, it is the hotel's decision on whether or not they're gonna have one there. I've been to hotels where they don't have anything there. And to be fair, I'm looking at a statistic right now, not certain how accurate it is, but of the United States, this statistic shows that about 70% of the United States is some form of Christian. So it's not that hard to see that it would probably be a Bible that you'd find at a hotel. Not that it's necessarily wrong for there to be another.
You really don't need the Christian world coming in a room going, yes, we don't have a Bible in our room. Next thing you know, there's a Bible there out of nowhere.
Can you say that again, Wolfie? It cut out a little bit for me. Can you say that again?
I was saying we don't need the ninja of the Christian world invading our world, because you could call down to the front office. You got me so far?
Yeah, okay. Sorry, it's the echo that was messing with me. Sorry about that.
And then the next thing you'll hear is, and there's a Bible sitting on your bed.
Well, and if there is a Bible there and you don't like it there,
You won't be.
you can ask for it to be removed. You can say, "Hey, I don't believe in this here," or just ignore it.
what he's saying is if you want a Bible, then you should just have to be able to request it. Or, either they're all there or none's there. And if you want it, they have it readily available.
Well, and also...
Now, do you realize, how would you go about deciding which other texts were to be presented and made available? I mean, because most people, if there are... Because the hotels we've been to, it's only usually like the really cheap ones that you're only going to sleep in there for an hour or two. The real seedy ones that you really, there's no other option. And so it's either sit on the bed where other people have done terrible things, or maybe read a book or try to flick through the broken ass cable. But how would you know what religion would be apt in that hotel? And how would you know whether or not those religions would be offended to be in such dirty, sleazy places with the uncleans, as most of those religions call them?
Well, and you shouldn't have to worry about the Bible book itself, because nowadays most hotels have free Wi-Fi, and you can probably find a free copy of pretty much any religious text on the internet.
I was just thinking
that. They're defying them from looking at their text. If anything, you don't even need to have the Bible there, because pretty much anyone can access whatever religious text they'd like.
Right.
So now you're anti-book. See, we're just
I'm not saying anti-book. I'm saying they don't have to have it if they don't want it.
It's hard to roll a computer screen.
You're a booksis.
They should since these other religions, if they're really talking about, they're the one true religion, they should be able to put their book next to any other book and have it hold up.
Could you imagine the war in that drawer?
And the winner is the one true religion.
In the drawer.
I mean, freaking, you got the Al-Quran or the Quran, whichever version, and then you have the King James Bible, and then you've got the little Torah hiding in the corner because it doesn't know what to do. I mean, it's going to be a mess in there.
Don't forget Wiccan books and Druid books and Native American books. And
you can put in an atheist book in there, too, if you want.
It's empty.
Yeah.
Or it'd be a Curious George book or some shit.
Easiest book I ever read.
All pages are blank.
Okay. That was entertaining. Yeah, let's move on just a little bit here.
That's it. I'm going to have my daughter sketch that for me, the war in the drawer.
The war in the drawer. That needs to be like a
We'd like to see that, but only.
Make a little tune like the war in the drawer.
All right. I think this is going to be our last topic because we're kind of running out of time here. So let's make this one a good one.
All right.
That's what she said.
Please don't land on race wars.
Ooh. Legal age.
Oh, okay. It was like right on the line for me, so I couldn't tell.
And you look at it until it actually popped up. So, all right. Let's see.
For what?
And
legal age.
Legal age.
I know, but for what topic?
Oh, God. I'm like, I guess we're going to find out.
Yep. And we kind of brief this. Okay, this one's actually kind of a good one. This one's a lighthearted one. Should the U.S. remove the drinking age altogether?
Oh.
No. Jeez, which side are we on again?
You guys are con.
You guys are con, we're pro.
No.
Yes.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that one.
All right, so con, if you'd like to go first.
So, you don't want them to remove the legal drinking age, or we do want them to, just to clarify that.
We don't.
You are against them removing the drinking age altogether.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I would like them to move it down a little bit because, I mean, look at other countries. It's a lot lower.
Well, see, if they remove the drinking age altogether, you can have crazy things that like used to happen to me when I was a kid when my dad was making corn liquor. I mean, it goes in the bottle, looks like water. 2-year-old goes over there and drinks it. And if we don't hold parents accountable for drunk toddlers running around in the South, who will?
Got your stoned 2-year-old over there.
So you made moonshine.
There you go.
They were shiners.
Did it make it wine, though? That's the
drinking
question.
Removing the drinking age could have some consequences if you remove it completely, just because we all know that, and I know this because I'm still technically a teen, being only 19, but there are a lot of young kids who, just to want to mess with their parents, they'll go against them saying like, no, you can't drink. You're not old enough yet. It's just encouraging them to just go out and do this. There's so many things, oh, let's go get drunk. Let's have fun. And bad things end up happening. Regrets are made. People's lives might be ruined a bit.
But see, here's the thing. If you lower the drinking age, if you eliminate it altogether, it's on the individual family's responsibility, putting the responsibility back on the family. And plus, if you think about it, imagine the tax revenue by opening up a broader market. I mean, you could hit all of these kids, and the tax revenue that's going to come in from it.
How are the kids going to pay for that?
Well, then
allowance.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not really broadening the market. Mommy's just buying more to get through the night dealing with these drunk bastards.
But imagine how much easier they go to sleep too.
Yeah. It's just like, hey, I just got
how easy do you go to sleep when you're passed out?
Hey, Mom, did you ever see that guy over at the corner of the street? I don't know what his job was.
All right.
Let me question you this way.
Imagine like little Timmy. He's just like, hey, bro, I just got my allowance. Let's go get some Fireball. Like,
It tastes like cinnamon.
All right, let me put it to you
I
this way.
just found this dynamite here. Let's light it.
Wait, what's that, Sir Wolfie?
Let me put it to you this
how
way.
can you argue?
Being in the military, you got 18, 19, 20-year-olds willing to fight for the country, but yet they can't have a drink.
Well, see, that's where I agree that the military, if you're old enough to pick up a gun, you're old enough to pick up a glass. So if you're in the military, it used to be once upon a time that the military had different standards for drinking, and when you went to another country, you could, go by those like countries' laws and stuff for when it came to drinking. And I agree that the soldiers, if they can die for you, they can drink for themselves. But to just all together remove the drinking age, I mean, seriously, poor little Timmy's gonna get drunk, maybe get Lassie drunk too, and nobody's gonna find his ass in a well.
But if they're allowed to drink at a younger age,
in the house with Lassie himself.
Exactly.
Oh, Lassie.
but if you allow them to drink at a younger age and actually let the parents, kind of monitor it, it takes away the taboo, which you won't get as many, out of control drunk teens. There might still be drunk, but at least they'll have a tolerance to it. And they'll be more educated.
There's a way to moderate that in the
know.
home, yes.
We do know that there are some parents who won't, though. They won't keep track of it.
All right, we're not talking
Exactly.
about parents in Kentucky.
or Alabama.
Yeah, same in Alabama right now.
Now,
No, but I mean,
I don't know.
like when I was a kid, you could take a note to the store and buy cigarettes for your parents or whatever, and for the most part, you were trusted to get them home. Most kids might sneak one or two just because. But could you imagine with all these like super duper welfare moms that like the one lady who had like 15 kids and then the husband went to jail, she's like, well, somebody got to pay for my kids. Could you imagine her being able to send the kids out to buy booze for her? How will she ever become motivated to go to work and even teach these children to be productive members of society and go get a goddamn job?
I have a very bad.
You shall buy example.
I'm getting a terrible idea that somebody's actually going to try and push this. Like that it's a good idea. Like
Now,
we've
I
already had people push with zoo sexuality and all this stuff. It's just like I wouldn't surprise me if someone actually pushed it.
Could you imagine this being the starting point for that?
Being the what, sorry, Merc?
The starting point, the jumping off point for that movement?
Oh dear. No. I'm glad I was on con then.
See, I see nothing wrong with letting my kids have a glass of wine during dinner time.
All right. I
if they're
think
not getting drunk, fine, have a small glass of wine with dinner. I know a lot of Italian families do that too. They will serve a glass of red wine no matter the age of that child.
And maybe there's
It is in the home. It is controlled. Now, I get your Scott that some parents don't moderate it. That do, it would not be that bad. Now, I don't know if it has changed, however, but in Germany, the last I remember, as long as you can reach the bar, you can have a drink. But I do believe your parent is supposed to be present there.
and it does. I think the UK also, or London, it's not London, but England has the same lowered drinking age for at least like ales and stuff. Maybe not hard alcohol, but you know,
Right.
they don't have
Damn
the
it,
same
I wouldn't be able to
issues.
drink until 10th grade.
Because you weren't trying hard enough.
Drink more milk. Make stuff
I was
grow.
only 4'7" until I hit 10th grade, and in 2 years I grew over 6 foot.
Platforms.
Nice.
Ow. That's a lot of growth.
I'm right
All
about
right.
6 foot 6'1", maybe. Don't really know. Haven't checked in a while.
Yeah, no, I was like 6'2" in 8th grade, so
Dang.
yeah. And I stopped.
Andre the Giant.
I stopped there though, so.
I
All
know
right.
a few people who are 6'2", and I'm massive. Jeez.
All right, so we're gonna end this here today, and I think this was good. There's some questions I really wanted to get to, but we're probably going to get to them next week because I'll mark these off from this week. With that being said, Mr. Taps,
Yes.
you're open to plug your channel, your Discord, your whole whatever you want to do for the next 30 seconds.
Okay. YouTube.com. Actually, I don't really have a custom URL. Just find me on YouTube. It's just TVPPS. Really easy to find me. Just go there. You'll find a link to my Discord, to my Twitter, my Instagram, my Patreon, everything. There we go.
And I've got all your information in the description below. So go check out Taps' channel. Definitely subscribe to him. And moving on to Sir Wolf. Sir Wolf, you're free to plug yourself for the next 30 seconds.
Same for me. I don't have a YouTube URL, so just look for Sir Wolfie, and also find me on VidMe, vid.me, Sir_Wolfie.
Nice. And
Also,
again,
I'm on Discord and Twitter.
okay. And all that information will be in the description below. And Pagan Butterfly Kitten, you're free to plug yourself.
Yes, most definitely. I also have a Discord under Pagan Butterfly Kitten. I have a vid.me, Pagan Butterfly Kitten. And I have a YouTube channel, just the same.
Excellent. Excellent.
Any variation.
And again, yours will be in the description below. I think I've already got some of it. I'll just need to get the last details. Mr. Fox Scott, to you, sir. Plug yourself, please.
Like most of the other people here, I do not have a custom URL, so you're just going to have to look me up at Fox Scott on YouTube. I am also on VidMe, and I'm at Twitter at FoxScott13. And soon I will also have a Vimeo channel up, I think. I don't know, that one may depend. But yeah, that's about it.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Red, to you.
To me? Who, me?
Yes, plug yourself, please.
Or where were you last night? Anyway, so yes, I do have a vid.me as well with the Red and Only. And I now have a Discord with my fellow degenerate, Mary is Supergirl, and it's called Fuck Your Feminism. So this is our version of feminism. And then over at my YouTube, yes, I will actually finally have a video up today. I'm going to do it.
How many subscribers do you have again?
11.
And no videos. That is good.
It's networking and people skills.
See, I'm not a big networker. That's my problem.
Same.
So, and with that, I actually want to direct us to our sponsor real quick. If you get the opportunity, HBO is actually hooked up with Amazon. Go to Amazon.com and you can actually get the HBO channel through Amazon.com. I've got the description link below. Get a 7-day free trial, and it's actually a really good deal. I can't remember I can't even think of the price. It's like $14.99 for HBO, and you get all the HBO channel, all the HBO programming through Amazon.com on their stream service. So definitely go to their chat or go to the description below. And I actually have the previous link from last week about if you have EBT or TANF, you can get a discount for Amazon Prime.
How much is it a month?
It's $4.99 a month for Amazon Prime. It is about half price. So definitely go to the link below if you have that. Subscribe. With that being said, I appreciate everybody coming on here. I appreciate you all for joining me on the Devil's Advocates. I forgot the name of the damn show. Figures. So again, thank you, Fox Scott, Kitten Butterfly, Red, Sir Wolfie, and Taps for joining me. This has been fun. And thank you to all the viewers. And don't forget to go to their channels, give them a like, give them a subscribe. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Either way, I don't give a fuck. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.